We are back! That's right, we are back to Football 101. We are officially back. That's right. This is Football 1 Fall Preview, and I'm previewing the Green Bay Packers. That's right, the 2024 Green Bay Packers in the NFC North. And yes, I am your host, The Beetle, former defensive back, way back in the day, Miami University of Ohio. I'm breaking it down from a player's point of view. And yes, let me just do a little shout out. The Football 101 used to be a magazine, my self-magazine. This was last year, Fall Preview, Self-Made Magazine. Now we have our YouTube show. And hopefully you will like and subscribe to our YouTube show, just like I am liking and subscribing to local YouTubers who follow their individual teams. And let me give a shout out to the Green Bay Packers show. I followed them, as well as Sideline Scoop. Great show, Sideline Scoop for the Packers, and Locked On Packers host Peter Bukowski. Peter Bukowski, great show. I learned a lot from those three shows. Green Bay Packers show, their team show, as well as Sideline Scoop, and as well as Locked On Packers, and just trying to get some insight on the Green Bay Packers. I checked out their practices during training camp, the first week of training camp, and so I'm very excited. I'm very excited about the Green Bay Packers, and of course I get much of my insight as well again from Lindy Sports. Lindy Sports football magazine. Really love Lindy Sports. And matter of fact, he says Packers love decades of top quality quarterback play. He said rebuild, regress hardly. Try, restock, reload, and continue chasing greatness. Green Bay traded away future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers back in 2023, then fielded the NFL's youngest roster a year ago. Most believed the Packers would take a step back, but instead, Green Bay reached the playoffs, upset Dallas in the wild card round, and had eventual NFC championship, San Francisco 49ers on the rope before fading in the divisional playoffs. Now everyone inside the organization understands will be a different 2024. So expectations are high for Green Bay. Let me just say, Jordan Love had to sit the bench for several years behind puppet master Aaron Rodgers. Let me just say this, I'm so glad Aaron Rodgers is out of Green Bay. Puppet master, always holding the management and the coaching staff under hostage. And Jordan Love just needed time to develop his skill, his craft. And let me just say, I'm a big supporter of Jordan Love. And I'm so glad that he got paid with the new contract, or was a 5-year contract, 5 more years. Deservedly so. Sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for several years, and then being questioned about his abilities. And when given a chance to get adjusted to the system, Jordan Love performed big time from Utah State. This will be a 6 year in the league, and let me just say, he's just the right for Green Bay, right for Lambeau Field. He plays it very well. Oh, let me just say, I'm jumping around now. Let me just say, I saw family night for the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay, the first week, it's all, fun stuff for the veterans. But they also host, it's a big deal for Green Bay, family night, where they bring, the players get able to bring their kids, their family. But the stands are filled with fans of family members. And they made it it's super hyped up in Green Bay on family night. And let me just say, I think Matt LaFleur, the head coach, was trying to tap down a little bit of the enthusiasm, the hype, because when you have family night the first week, high expectations are there by the media and the fans. They play in Lambeau Field, And again, you don't have to do too much to get support from the Packers fan. But when you have family night, I just felt like family night, Packers make too much of a big deal. They wanted all the answers right then. It's the first week of training camp. And the expectations are off the roof. And I was just thinking, tap that down. They're just way over the top with the hype. And of course, Jordan Love he's been nice. But you know, if it doesn't go well like they did like last year, when it didn't go well initially, the Packer fans were getting on Jordan Love. And he stayed consistent. I followed him closely last year because it was his first time starting. He handled the storm. He handled the negative flack coming from the Green Bay Packers fans. And he settled into his position and crafted himself as really an outstanding young NFL quarterback. I mean, he has very high potential. We haven't seen anything yet from Jordan Love. So I'm glad he signed that longer term contract, 5-year contract, deservingly so. Now let me just give a shout out to Matt LaFleur. I saw him. This is sixth season as head coach. Matt LaFleur is so. When I see him, it seems like he's so serious. Where's another side of Matt LaFleur? He's a young coach, but he comes off as low key, but he has this edge about him. Yeah, you just look at him in the press conference. Look at him on the sideline. He has this edge about him. And he says everything is evolving. They're talking about the depth chart during the first week. And he says no one is solidified in their position, first string, second, third string. But again, he even says Jordan Love, and they were even questioning the first week, questioning Jordan Love is not losing his. He had to say this: Jordan Love is not losing his starting position. Is this ridiculous? They're already questioning whether Jordan Love was going to start. See, that's where I get so frustrated with the Green Bay media and the hype and the questioning the talent. And Matt LaFleur, the head coach, had to tell the media, the press conference, calm down, Jordan Love is not losing his position. That's crazy. Again, that's sorry. Why would you even think about that? After what he did last year, and they're going to question whether he's going to start or not. That's the reason why. I'm going to stop right there. You Packers fans, Lambeau Field, the history, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. I'm not going to go any further on that. As you can tell, I'm not a big Packers fan, but I do like when they picked up a running back in the offseason, Josh Jacobs. I really like Josh Jacobs. Picked him up from the Las Vegas Raiders, and I really like Josh Jacobs. He's from Alabama, but he's a hard-nosed runner between the tackles, 5'10", 223. He brings it. So that was a big pickup for bringing in Josh Jacobs. And let me just say, I'm kind of, quite frankly, I was glad that they let go Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was a head case. He became too pompous. So he wasn't liked in the locker room, and he really got on people's nerves. He got on the coach's nerves. He got injured last year. He played when he wanted to play. He tries to be too much of a play to the media, and they shipped. I was gonna say something, but they shipped him out. Rightly so. You don't need a running back who is, he has a great energy and burst, but I think they. Am I gonna say this? Yeah, they shipped him to Minnesota. So that's gonna be good. But I was not a big fan of Aaron Jones. He just came off as a difficult player, and you want chemistry in the locker room. You want the veterans to bring younger players together. And he just seemed like he didn't bring it together. So again, the offense with Jordan Love bringing in Josh Jacobs. I really like that trio. Their wide receivers are really upper tier. Jaden Reed, tight end Luke Musgrave, Christian Watson. I love Watson. He's fluid. He's so smooth in his route running. Really like Watson. And then they have Dobbs. He's a great complement wide receiver. So I do really like their wide receiver. They're young. They're fresh. They can get down the field. They run great routes. They're disciplined, and they're going to grow together. That's what you like. They're going to grow. Packers team is a very young team. They're going to grow together. They're going to make mistakes, but it's good to see this, how fluid, and they got to get adjusted to the NFL again. The NFL speed, the timing and everything. Jordan got to get them down, put in the extra work, and you know Jordan Love's going to put in the extra work with his top wide receivers so they can get on the same page. So again, being disciplined, getting into the flow, that's their challenge. And Matt LaFleur, the head coach, he still has that edge, but I would just like to see him just ease up a bit more. And because there's so much pressure. I understand so much pressure in Green Bay, but now I understand where that pressure it comes from. Guess what? Obviously, the fans, the ownership, and who owns the Packers? It's the public. It's the fans. It's Green Bay. They have majority ownership of the team. So again, they need to tap it down because they're going to get disappointed by other teams in NFL, NFC North, namely the Lions. So again, way over expectations. That's the offense. Defensively, defensively, the Packers seem to have pieces for an extremely stout front. Defensive tackle Kenny Clark, he brings it. He clogs up that middle, and he has a career high of 7.5 sacks last year. Green Bay's top 3 outside linebackers, Rashad Gary, Preston Smith, and Lucas Van Ness are likely to move in to assist out. Their secondary. They picked up former New York Jet Xavier McKinney, signed a 4-year, $68 million deal in free agency. And then the second round choice, Javon Bullard is the front runner to start, and McKinney, and that's what I hear. He's doing very well in training camp. Again, very solid secondary, bit young. That's one of their challenges. To solidify that secondary, and so that's where I see their weakness. Special teams. Green Bay ranked 29th in special teams ranking. The biggest problem was the inaccuracy of rookie kicker Anders Carlson, who was missed more extra points. That shouldn't happen. That's pathetic. That's gotta be solved. And again, Matt LaFleur needs to pull rank and say, whoever the special teams coordinator, you're fired. Why would he allow the special teams coordinator to have a kicker that missed extra points on a regular basis? The special teams coordinator is Rick Oh my gosh, I just learned Rick Bisaccia. Oh gosh, I forgot. 23 years in the league. You know Rick Bisaccia. He has, to me, he always is on the losing end. Rick Bisaccia, come on. Let him go. Let him retire. Here we go. See, now, I knew I was going to pick up something. That's the reason why Matt LaFleur need to fire him. Come on. They're costing them games because they wouldn't let go the kicker who was struggling, and that comes down to this special teams coordinator obviously. And Rick Bisaccia, I think he's been with other teams, but I remember him with the Packers a lot. And he's always, every time they put the camera on, he's always looked like he's struggling to tell the special teams what to do. It's always some mistake. I don't understand. So now I see the problem on special teams. They get what they get. Matt LaFleur gets what he gets. Wow! Step up! And now, see, I knew I'd find something on them. I said, what's wrong with their special teams? Yeah, I'm spending time on this. Yes, Beto is spending time on the special team because that's where you win and lose. Comes down to 3 points, comes down to 1 point. You want your special. Let me just say, yes, the Beto played on special teams. I love special teams. Running on kickoff return, field goal block team is very crucial. And you need a special teams coordinator to have everyone, particularly, it's always going to be the rookies or first team or reserve players playing on special teams. And you need to get their act together. So, because otherwise, they're going to lose games by 1 to 3 points again. Missing extra points. Shouldn't happen. So yes, I get teed off on stuff like that. People don't spend enough time. And matter of fact, I just saw did you see the new rules for kickoff? How they situated where the players get to run the ball out of the end zone now, and the other opposing team on the kickoff, they're not at the 40-yard of the opposing, but they're on the 40-yard line of the opposing team, so they don't get that long run to field a kickoff. So now you're going to see some great kickoff returns. And they did it for safety reasons, but now you're going to see kick returners back, making a difference. So I'm glad to see that. Here's what Lindy Sports said about the intangibles. The Packers believe they were better than San Fran and perhaps any team in the football at the end of this last season. That's why their loss to the 49ers in the divisional playoffs was so devastating. The 2024 Packers will be extremely motivated to take the next step. Agreed, they'll be motivated. They're already too hyped up. And I'm telling you, they got to tap that down. They got to take care of the essentials. And let me just say this. Yes, they played well against San Francisco, but San Francisco, they shot themselves in the foot. When I get to the 49ers, I got something for their coach and their management because they make mistakes and they blow it every day at go time. So yes, the Packers took advantage, but they could have really won that game if the 49ers didn't get in the way of their own selves. So again, the Packers, yes. Oh, let me just say, the Packers will do better, no doubt. And Jordan Love, he's the real deal, y'all. Okay, shouldn't question whether he's starting or not. So absurd. And I have the Packers improving from last year. Let me just run down their schedule for this coming year. They start off with Philadelphia in San Paulo. San Paulo. And then that's the first game with Philly. Then they host Indy. Then they go on the road to Titans. Then they host the Vikings. Then they go to the LA Rams. Then they host Arizona. Then they host Houston. Then they go on the road to Jacksonville Jaguars. Then they host the Detroit Lions. Ooh, now that's going to be a good game. And in Lambeau Field. Then they have a bye. Then they go to Chicago. Then they host San Francisco. Man, there you go. They've already circled that game. November 24th against the 49ers. That's going to be their game, their vengeance game. So you know Matt LaFleur already circled that one. And you know, let me just say, Jordan Love, he circled that one too. Because Jordan Love, he's a genuine guy, but when he has something to prove, he goes out his way to prove. So I'm pretty sure they're looking forward to that San Francisco game. And then they play my Miami Dolphins. They play I said it, my Miami Dolphins. That's right. That's the reason why I wear the Miami Dolphins back in the day and today. So that's going to be a nice Thursday night game. Then they get on the road to Detroit. Then they go to Seattle. Then they host New Orleans. And then they go to Minnesota. They finish the year hosting Chicago in Lambeau Field. And more than likely, it's going to be cold. It's going to not chilly. It's going to be cold. And that's the reason why I say, will Caleb Williams in Chicago on the Bears, will he get used to that cold weather in Green Bay? Wow. So I have the Packers finishing up with a record of 11-6, making the playoffs again. Hopefully not as a wild card, but they won't be division winners because they got the Lions division winners. I'm just letting y'all know. But the Packers will make the playoffs, and I see Jordan Love elevating his game to another level, and hopefully it will. Again, those Packers fans and the media that's questioning Jordan Love, shut up. That's all I got. Shut up. Come on. It's ridiculous. And let me just say, I hope Matt LaFleur, I really like him. I'm not crazy about it, but I think his demeanor, now I see how much pressure he is under with the Green Bay media and the fans. I can see it now. I saw it in training camp. He's handling it well. Now I understand why he has an edge. Because he's probably just so tired of the hype from the Green Bay. There's nothing else. I'm going to say that they need. Come on, Green Bay fans. Tap it down. Give Matt LaFleur the chance to coach this young team. And give him a chance to go further and surprise y'all. Because now I see the situation in Green Bay much better. And initially I just said, well, but now I can see where the super hype comes from. And that's the reason the Packers get in their own way. They do. They get in their own way. With all that tradition, y'all get in your own way. So thank you. Thank you, Locked On Packers Network, Peter Bukowski. Peter Bukowski, you need to type it down. Sideline scoop of the Packers. Y'all need to tap it down. And the Green Bay Packers organization, media, tap it down. Allow Matt LaFleur to coach. Allow Jordan Love and the players to play their game. And you'll see some great wins, some finishes, even better than last year. So, yeah, that's my assessment of the Green Bay Packers. They're improving. They're getting there. They still got a ways to go, but give them props for changing out that organization. There you go. That's Football 101. That's my prediction for the Green Bay Packers, the NFC North. They're going to make the playoffs. And give props to my boy Jordan Love. Yeah, he's a professional. See ya.